Here's the thing, rooftop tents are not cheap. The day I bought my rooftop tent, I remember staring at that shopping cart for hours before I actually hit checkout. It really is a huge investment, so if I was going to buy one, I had to make sure that one, I was using it, and two, that it was going to last me for a while. And if you did manage to pull off that first goal, which is constantly using it, then all those times that you are repeatedly opening and closing the tent and sleeping in it and basically living out of it, it's going to show the wear and tear sooner than later. See, this is where I'm at with this tent currently. A lot of the little things like this along the zippers are starting to peel off. There's some little bit of molding because we live in Florida and that's just what happens. And also, if you look up at the top here with my rainfly, there's already some holes, and we've gotten leakage during camp where this whole bed and everything just got wet. For reference, I've had this tent about 3 years. See, here's what they don't tell you about rooftop tents, and that is, it doesn't matter who you buy it from, wear and tear is going to happen. You could buy the most expensive rooftop tent from the company that everyone knows, or you can buy a rooftop tent from some company that no one's ever heard of. Those issues are going to happen. Nowadays, everybody has a rooftop tent. You can even get one at Costco. So if wear and tear is going to happen no matter who you have your rooftop tent with, then why buy the ones from companies that are a little bit pricier? Why not just buy the cheapest one you can find? And therein lies the difference, because when these things happen, you're gonna want a company that will back their product and will give you ample customer service to get you fixed up and back on track. Like if you bought your tent from Costco, who are you gonna call in a couple of years when your tent inevitably starts to deteriorate? I'll wait. Which is why when I bought my tent, I wanted to buy from a company that was reputable, that many of us know, and that would stand behind their product. Yeah, it was going to cost me a bit more, but this is the perfect example of buy once, cry once. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video about my rooftop tent and the issues it was having, and I kid you not, 2 or 3 days later, I get a message from FreeSpirit Recreation telling me they want to help resolve my issues. And then a week later, this came in. So inside this box is a brand new interior shell for my tent. So not counting the outside hard shell of my tent, the inside of my tent is basically going to be brand new at like 1/4 the price of buying a new tent. And this is not just because I work with FreeSpirit Recreation. This is something that's available on their website if you own one of their tents and need to replace just the inside. And because we're leaving first thing tomorrow for a camping trip, I want to get this installed today so we can use it over the weekend. So yeah, let's renovate our home away from home. To remove the old tent, I started by removing the accessories like shoe bags. They're just held on with buckles. Next is to remove the mattress. This new kit doesn't come with a new mattress cover, but mine is still in pretty good shape. I'll probably throw it in the wash later. Now I'm removing the rainfly by removing the straps off the D-rings holding them in place. In the back, I unclipped the corners and discovered that the rear of the rainfly is slid into a channel that runs the entire length of the lid of the tent. Until the main tent fabric is out of the way, I won't have easy access to slide it off, so I'll just leave that for later. Moving on to the main tent fabric, I unclipped it from the tube frame in the front. The corner clips were screwed into the frame, so I needed to remove those. Now moving on to the back, I unclipped the 4 buckles attaching the main tent to the lid. Now that the main tent is out of the way, I can slide off the rainfly. Moving on to the bottom of the tent, you'll find that the front and sides are slid into channels as well. I just worked my way around from the back and sliding them off as I freed up the fabric. Beneath the tent, the fabric is also strapped in 4 places on the shell's crossbars, which you'll have to remove. Once those are unstrapped, the main tent is freed up. I figured with the tent out, this would be the perfect time to clean up the crossbars, and it definitely needed it. Years of dust and weather has just found its way underneath.
To install the new shell, I'm just going to go in reverse order. First thing is to slide in the rainfly into that channel because you won't have easy access to it later. Once it was in, I just flipped it out of the way. Now I just need to orient the tent fabric properly. Starting at the southwest corner of the tent, I placed that bottom strap on the crossbar as I won't be able to get to it later. Then starting from the side, I slid the tent into the side channel closest to the front. With that in place, I slid the tent into the front channel and then strapped the next strap to the crossbar. From here, I just worked my way around the tent, continuing the front and then up the other side. I just didn't slide the tent into the side rear channels yet because there are still bottom straps I need to access. These straps weren't difficult, but they are the hardest to get to. This would be much easier if the tent was off the roof rack so you can access the bottom. With all the straps secured, I can now slide the tent into the rear side channel and then clip the corners into the buckles. From here, I buckled up the top, keeping the straps loose for now. We will tighten them later when we make final adjustments. With the back in place, it was time to clip the front. I found it easier with the poles retracted and pushed back a bit. Now I can roll the rainfly over and strap them to the D-rings. Now I can't stress this enough, but place the mattress back in before you make any adjustments to the straps or buckles. The mattress needs some room and fabric slack at the bottom. Once the mattress is back in, make some final adjustments and then close and open the tent to make sure it's all working smoothly.
It is seriously like sleeping in a brand new tent again. I mean, everything is so smooth again, all the zippers, it doesn't smell in there. It's just, awesome alternative. If you don't want to have to buy a brand new tent, utilize the one that you bought a while back and just spend for the interior shell of it. The only thing is the fabric is a little tight. I had a difficult time getting all the poles to extend and lock into place. It was similar to how it was when I first bought this tent years ago. It's like buying a new pair of jeans. It's like you have to let it wear in and you have to wear it a while until it kind of conforms to everything. Allow the fabric to stretch. But I know that in a couple more uses of this, then it'll get to that point again. Like I said, there's going to be wear and tear on your tent no matter who you buy it from, but there are things you can do to prolong the life of your tent. Make sure that at the end of every trip, once you get home, open the tent up and let it air out. Opening the tent and allowing it to air out for hours allows it to dry up and kind of get new air circulating in there. Make sure you are doing that. When you're parking your vehicle and deploying your tent, try not to be too close to any tree branches above. Before we used to it was nice to park underneath the tree, open up the tent. It kind of felt like a shade type of thing. But even if the branches aren't touching the top of your rainfly, if it does get windy, those branches might start rubbing up along the top of your rainfly, and it may not seem like a lot, it may not puncture it, but all that rubbing constantly will kind of weaken it, and it's abrasive. It's like putting sandpaper on top and it's just kind of rubbing over the top of your rainfly. So from now on, when I park this and I open up the tent, I want to make sure that I am completely clear of any branches and things like that above. Otherwise, I'm so glad to have a brand new interior shell for this tent. Like I've loved using this tent a ton, and I didn't want to have to replace it now with something else, especially because tents are pretty pricey. So I want to shout out FreeSpirit Recreation for hitting me up and hitting me back after they saw the video and letting me know they want to resolve that issue that I'm having, because now it feels nice again. And I'm loving the topo pattern on that rainfly. That's something that I didn't have before, so I just think it looks really nice and cool. My kid loves it, wife loves it. Felt nice, felt like walking into a new house when we went to bed last night. But anyway, we're at camp. I don't want to be spending this time just doing videos. I'm gonna go spend some time with my family. So if you like this video, please make sure you smash. Actually, don't smash. Just replace that like button, subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell so we can let you be aware of new videos when they come out. And if it moves you, support us on Patreon. It gives you access to all of our videos before everyone else and gives you access to our live streams when we do them. And as always, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at, wait, do I even have space? Oh, wait, here we go. Bisa Burden 4601. My name is Asia Sampson, and I will see you next time.